Hello everybody, good afternoon. Welcome to episode 106, I believe, of the Driftless Knitting podcast. My name is Jennifer. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Driftless Knitter. However, if you are not on Ravelry and cannot access it anymore, you can also find my patterns on Payhip and knitcircus.com. There's several of them on there as digital downloads. I am coming to you on Tuesday afternoon. It is April 27th, maybe, I think. I'm trying to see, I don't think I have it. We have a calendar over there, but I can't see it from here. It is about 2:43 in the afternoon, and I thought I would really try and sneak a podcast in here. I just got home a little bit ago from a walk with my almost 8-month-old. We took a walk around the neighborhood. It was actually quite a long walk, about an hour. It was really nice. However, it was a lot warmer than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be in the low 70s and cloudy, and it was probably mid 70s and sunny the entire way. So after you're walking for a while, definitely a little sweaty, and I might look a little bit red. So yeah, but this is probably the only time I'm going to be able to podcast for a while. And it's been a while. It's been 5 or 6 weeks, I think. This weekend might be 6 weeks since my last one, and I have been dying to get back on here and record. It's just, life is chaotic. Weekends are taken up with family and just, being at home as a little family. And now we're starting to be able to get together with more people, family members that we haven't seen in a while, since almost everyone in my immediate family are fully vaccinated, which is wonderful. I got my second vaccine last Friday, and not last Friday, it was a week ago, last Friday. So I'm about a week and a half in to my second dose, and I'm really, really grateful for that. I'm looking forward to seeing some more family members I haven't been able to, and not getting too crazy, but just being able to maybe go out to eat. Maybe. But yeah, I wanted to say a huge thank you and a huge welcome to anybody who is new. We had quite a few new viewers and new subscribers after the last episode, and I don't know where they came from. Where you all came from. I'm so grateful and so happy that you're here, but I am curious, if you're a new viewer and a new subscriber, can you just let me know where you maybe heard of the podcast? Did you just Google it or search here on YouTube? Did you hear about it from somebody? I am far behind on a lot of my favorite podcasts, so if you heard about me from somebody else, please let me know. I would love to just let those people know that I'm grateful. And if you just randomly stumbled upon my podcast, hello and welcome, and I hope that you enjoy it. Like I said, I have an 8-month-old son, and he is napping right now, so I'm crossing my fingers that we can get through this podcast without him waking up. He has been having long naps the last couple of days. I'm gonna just knock on wood here on my coffee table. Hopefully he has another good long nap this afternoon. So let's jump into it though, just in case he doesn't. I have a finished object to show you. I think last time, I can't remember if I had finished the bunny rabbits that I was knitting for my nephew and my little guy. I can't remember if they were completed, but they went over very, very well with both of them, and Hudson loves his little rabbit. He chews on the ears, and Ronan, my nephew, sleeps with I've made him 2 bunnies now over the course of his 5 years, and he sleeps with both of them at night, which I think is so cute. So anyway, those are finished objects like I said, if I hadn't finished them the last time. I think I was getting close. But this finished object is one that has been a long time coming, and it is my second Pumpkin Farm sock. And this is a pattern that I designed. It was for the fall. As you can see there, it has a little motif that looks like pumpkins going up the sock, a really fun cable. I did a short row heel on this, and it has a really great ribbed leg on the back there. So this pattern is available on Ravelry and Payhip. My Payhip account, if you aren't able to like search for it and find, if the pattern doesn't come up when you search, my Payhip account is linked in my Instagram. So you can go to my Instagram profile, click on the website that's listed there, and it will take you to my Payhip account. So this was the first one. This is done in Bumblebee Acres Farm yarn Hagrid's Pumpkin Patch. And I got this a couple years ago at, where did I get this? I can't remember. Midwest? Oh, what is that yarn show called? I forget, but they're at all the big ones when we're allowed to have yarn shows. And yeah, I should put they're both blocked, but this one's on the sock blocker. Yeah, Hagrid's Pumpkin Patch in their squishy sock base, which is 75/25 superwash merino and nylon. It makes beautiful, smooth, soft socks. The color is just gorgeous with those pumpkin oranges on that tan base. I just love it. And yeah, I knit this first sock and put the pattern out like right before I had Hudson, back in September. I may have published the pattern after I had Hudson, but I had finished knitting this, taken pictures, and like put the pattern together because I knew once he was born I would not have any time. So yeah, this first one was done and it was checked and everything, and I just didn't have time to knit the second one. I knit like, I don't know, a tiny bit of it, and it sat there for a while on my needles. I took it off the needles so I could knit my Christmas Eve cast on, and it sat on the holders for a couple of months, and then I think like back in the beginning of March I decided that I just needed to knit them. I just needed to get it off the needles. It felt really good. The pattern is wonderful, of course, and I enjoyed knitting them, enjoyed the yarn, but it's like when something just sits for too long and you get out of the groove of it, it's just like hanging over your head. So I just wanted to clear it off the needles, and I'm so happy that I did. So I knit my socks on a US 1. I knit Magic Loop toe up, and I used Judy's Magic cast on. What else? Yeah, 40 inch, and my preferred sock needles are Addy Sock Rockets. They are my favorites of all time. So yeah, that is my finished object. I have like a half finished object, but I'll show you that in a second. The work in progress that you will recognize because I started it, I had a little bit done last time, is in my my Indie Untangled Everywhere bag. Sorry, the book is in here, so it's kind of lopsided. But that was from last October, the Indie Untangled Everywhere event. And this pattern is in Hannah Fettig's texture book. Like lots of lovely garments, accessories, just gorgeous, like staple pieces. And I am knitting the Boatyard pullover. And this is for my husband, Seaver, who has long asked me for a sweater. We will be married 3 years in June. Our anniversary is June 2nd, and we've been together for over 6 years now. So he has been asking me since basically we started dating if I would knit him a sweater, and I'm finally getting around to it. So I'm knitting this out of Cascade 220. This is a repurposed yarn. It was originally knit into well, it wasn't finished. It was not even close to being finished. A blanket for my sister and brother-in-law who will be married 10 years in June. And I had this blanket like a sixth of the way done, and it was never gonna get done. So last summer I ripped it out and I'm repurposing the yarn. So I got quite a bit done on it. As you can see, very happy with it. It's like a mossy green color. I'm not sure if the light is blowing it out or not, but it's a beautiful mossy green. It's a raglan. I'm knitting the, I forget what size. I had to, if you've watched in the past, I think a few episodes ago, I mentioned the fact that my gauge was very off when I started this and knit this, and I didn't check my gauge because I don't know, at time, I don't know what my excuse was, but I had too small of a gauge. So after I got all the increases done, I measured the length of it and I was nowhere close to being at the correct like length. So I figured I was nowhere close to the correct width either. And of course, then I checked my gauge and it was small. So I kept increasing. I kept, knitting until I thought that the arms were the right width. And he would prefer it to be a little bit big anyway, a little oversized, because he's planning on wearing this over something and wearing it outside when he loves to do work in the woods and trim trees and, I don't know, he loves breaking out his chainsaw. That's like his favorite pastime, and just sort of like pruning the trails and stuff on his dad's farm. They have some really nice, he's created some nice hunting trails and just walking trails. They have an ATV, so it's sometimes nice to just ride around in the woods. And yeah, he likes to go in there and sort of maintain them. And this would be a great kind of warm outer shell. So yeah, so he doesn't mind if it's a little big. He said he preferred that. So my size, I'm not exactly even sure what size I'm making him. He did try it on at one point when I had finished increasing. I put another cable. So with the Addy Clicks, I'm doing this on my Addy Clicks, the long lace set. And I have it on a 40-inch, but what you can do with these is you can click another cord into it and make an even bigger cord, like your own size. So I did that. He tried it on. He thought there'd be plenty of space, under his arms and for his arms and everything. So I think we're okay. He has been lifting a lot more recently. So his arms are getting bigger. So I'm hoping that by the time I finish this, it still fits. Crossing my fingers. But yeah, I'm doing this on my Addy Click set, a size 8. I believe, and I have a couple cute progress keepers. So my in-laws have a dairy farm and my husband grew up helping on the dairy farm. We still go back, not every weekend, but many weekends we go and hang out at the farm. So I have a little cow there. I forget who this is from. They sent a free sample of some of the progress keepers and to my job, my real job, which is Knit Circus Yarns, and I took the little cow from the free sample. And then this one is one that I bought from Lock and Lou from Katie, and she had these adorable cows a few weeks ago, and I just had to order one. So she is so cute. She's so cute, and she went immediately onto this sweater. Yeah, I took her out of the mail, out of her little box, and clipped her right on to Seaver sweater. So I am really glad with the progress. I made really quick progress, and then over the last few weeks I haven't knit quite as much on it. oops, oops, my zipper went through my yarn. Ooh, okay. I put it down for a while. I got my socks done. I was knitting on that kind of while I was also knitting on the Pumpkin Farm socks. And one day, I want to say last week or the week before, I knit quite a bit on Seaver's sweater, and the next day my arm really hurt. I have some tendonitis issues and other tendon issues on my left wrist and my left arm, and I think the weight of the sweater and the fact that I'm not used to using worsted weight and thicker needles, I think that strained my wrist a little bit, and I had to take a little break from it. So I knit on it a little bit, but I haven't like sat down and just cranked it out in a while. And another reason for that is because I started another pair of socks, and this is in my Little Women bag from Little Skein in the Big Wool. And this was a kit that one of my good friends, Amanda, got for me for, I think, my birthday or Christmas a couple of years ago. It came with a skein of yarn, themed, Little Women themed skein of yarn, but I am not knitting with that. I'm knitting with another Little Women themed yarn from Eternity Ranch Knits, and I'm not sure, I'm thinking that she doesn't dye yarn anymore. I'm pretty sure I saw that on Instagram. But I got this from, I think, the same show that I got in the Haggard's Pumpkin Patch. It was down in Schaumburg. It's the Midwest. Is it Stitches Midwest? Yes. Yes, Stitches Midwest. I knew it was Midwest something. Oh my gosh, my brain these days. So yeah, I got this, I want to say 2018 Stitches Midwest, or was it 2019? I think 2019. Yeah, 2019 Stitches Midwest, and this is the Beth colorway. Her Little Women, one of her Little Women themed yarns, and I decided to knit this yarn into a pair of socks for my sister. She loves her hand knit socks. She's already gone through, I have to darn 2 socks, one sock from 2 different pairs that I gave her. One of them I just gave her for Christmas. Those were the, I know I'm saying a lot, I apologize, but my brain is like firing many different directions. So the pair of garden plot socks, that was my other fall themed socks that I released, patterns that I released in September or October, I can't remember. And I knit that pair for her, well, for the pattern, and then I gave them to her for Christmas, and she already wore through one of them. She wore them all the time when the weather was cold. So yeah, I have to darn one of those, and then another pair that I gave her, it would have been a year ago at Christmas. I have to darn those as well. So I need to make her some new ones. So this is how it's turning out. Again, I do them toe up, Judy's Magic Cast On, and I do a Fish Lips Kiss heel for most of my personal socks. And I'm just doing like a broken rib pattern. This isn't one of my patterns. It's nothing that I am following. It's just a broken rib. Just really enjoyable. It's almost vanilla sock, but not quite. And then I did a 3x1 rib at the top just to kind of break things up, make it look a little different, and a stretchy bind off. So I just bound this one off last night, and I'm excited to start the second one. This one probably took me about 2 weeks to do. There was one night where Seaver and I were just like hanging out, and I knit like half the foot, which is awesome because usually I just get like maybe an hour at night to knit, if that, and then some days I go the whole day and night without knitting, just depending on the baby and work and all that stuff. So it was really great to get this one done, and I hope to get the second one done quick. I have another Lock and Lou progress keeper on there, and that is, I don't know if you can see it, if it's gonna focus, but that is actually Little Women, the book. So I have a whole theme going on, and you guys know I absolutely love a theme. So I got my bag, I've got my yarn, I've got my progress keeper. Life is good. Knitting those on US 1, I think that's a 2.25 millimeter and 40-inch Addy sock rocket. Okay, so those are really my only works in progress that I need to show you. I do have some yarn to show you. I did acquire a little bit over, let's see, which one should I show you first? Over the last like 6 weeks. Not very much though, I'm kind of proud of myself. The first ones I'll show you are the Bumblebee Acres Farm Jane Austen inspired Sense and Sensibility yarns that I ordered. I may have mentioned that they had the Sense and Sensibility in their shop at the time of my last podcast. So I ordered, they were dyed to order, so they took about like 3-4 weeks to come, but they arrived last week. And this is the Barton Cottage colorway. And I know Tanya, who watches, she messaged me after watching my last podcast and said that she was ordering some as well, and I was still trying to decide what colors I wanted. So I was so tempted by like all of them. Oh, they're so pretty. But Barton Cottage, I just liked it just reminded me of like a stone cottage with like some lichen or something on it, and maybe some flowers growing outside. I don't know. It's just like a cool, really unique colorway. So there's that one. This is on the Coquette sock base, which is 75 American Corriedale, 25 nylon. It is a fingering weight. It's a very fluffy, kind of woolly yarn. It's not as smooth as merino, but I have really enjoyed, I've knit with their Corriedale base many times, several times at least. Yeah, at least a few, I would say, 3-4 times, and I really, really like it. It just makes really warm, I don't know, like sturdy socks. I like it for that. And I have a cowl in it that's really warm. It's not too scratchy on my neck. It's just a great base. And I also, this is a little uncharacteristic for me, but I really was taken with, this is Marianne Dashwood. And it was a toss-up between Marianne and Margaret. Actually, now that I think of it, I thought I ordered Margaret, but I must not have. I must have, yeah. Because I think Margaret also had some pinks. But I really, really like, I didn't even think about when I opened this. I was like, yes, this is the one I ordered, so I must have. But yeah, I must have been going between, I almost ordered Eleanor because she was a little more like earthy. But then I went with the Barton Cottage because I thought that was just such a fun colorway. And then, yeah, this one I thought would be a beautiful cowl. It is on their Squishy DK, which is 75% merino and 25% nylon. It is 246 yards, and yeah, it's a DK weight, obviously. And I love it. It's just like soft and feminine, but not too crazy pink. I like this sort of peachy pink there in the mauvey purple, mauvey purple. And then it's got some yellows in there. So yeah, I thought a nice like springtime cowl. I thought that'd be really, really pretty. But who knows? I'm liking ordering on different bases. Like I have the coquette sock and the squishy sock, which I really like. Those are my go-to. But I've been ordering more DK lately because I do want more like simple cowls and accessories. I think this would be a really good one for that. So the next thing I got actually was from this weekend, and for Easter, my mother-in-law gave us each she gave us some like candy and things like that for Easter. Did I say that? Yeah, we were celebrating belatedly with Seaver's sister and his brother who came down. His brother came down from the Twin Cities. He lives in St. Paul. And yeah, didn't have a chance to come down for Easter, so he came down this weekend, and then we got to see Seaver's nieces, our nieces, who are 16 and 15, which is crazy. Oh my gosh, absolutely insane that they're that old already. And they got to spend some time with Hudson, which they haven't really been able to much yet, so it was really, really fun. But we each got kind of a special gift as well as our little Easter treats, and my mother-in-law brought out some yarn that she had ordered from Chelsea Luxe Yarns, and I had heard of Chelsea Luxe, but I hadn't ever knit with it. I had never seen it in person. Not sure if I follow her on Instagram, but definitely heard of her, you know, with people podcasting and seen her yarn in different places on the internet, I should say. And so she had ordered a couple of her Coop Collection clubs, which is a surprise club that is based on her chickens. And apparently my mother-in-law was saying she has a podcast that she'll watch, and it's like super cute. She like talks to her chickens and she gives them like treats for Christmas, and her chickens seem like they're part of the family, which is super cute. And I need to check out her podcast. But she had 3 of them that had come, and she told me that I could pick one of them. She didn't know exactly which one I would want, but knew that I love knitting socks, and this is like a sock set that comes. It's an 85-15, which is so soft, and it's my favorite like ply too. It's a really plump ply. So I picked this one because I love that bluey dark purple and the purple speckles there, and those, oh, it's just so pretty. And that beautiful ochre color. And then it came with 2 minis. So I love how that goes with the yellowy orange, and then this one you can see the like kind of teal speckles there, and that mini goes really well with that. So heels, toes, cuffs, if I use both minis with the yarn, or just one of them and then use the other mini for something else, who knows. But yeah, that was really fun to sort of choose which one I wanted. And I love it that my mother-in-law is also yarn obsessed. She loves to shop at Knit Circus. She's always like placing orders, and I'm bringing yarn home for her. And she watches our son 2 days a week while I work. And a lot of times, yeah, I'm like bringing home her order so that she doesn't have to pay shipping. And yeah, it's just really fun to talk to her about yarn and knitting, and yeah, it's great. So yeah, so that was a really fun surprise, a fun Easter present. And the next thing I'm going to show you actually just arrived today, this afternoon. I picked it up when we were coming in from our walk. It was by our mailbox, and very, very excited about it. I did actually see this ahead of time. It got spoiled a little bit for me. This is from Molly of a Homespun House. I have been collecting her little house collection clubs, I guess, and this was the Long Winter. Was this yeah, the Long Winter. Little Town on the Prairie is up for pre-order right now. I need to go on there and order it. I was kind of waiting for a few payments to go through and things like that, and I get paid this week, so I was like, it won't feel like, it's not that expensive, but still, when you're treating yourself to something, especially when you have a young family, and yeah, I'm not working super full-time right now because I work from home 3 days a week, and yeah, I don't always want to like splurge. It feels better if I wait for, you know, my paycheck to come in first. But yeah, I was watching Molly's stories and I saw somebody had posted this and she shared the post on her stories, and I was like, oh no, it got a little spoiled for me, but I don't care. It was still really fun to see it in person this afternoon when I opened it, and I haven't looked at it. Like, I literally opened it right before I sat down to record, and I haven't looked at it too closely yet, so it'll be fun to sort of take a look. But this is the long winter, and those really fun speckles are just, oh my goodness, like that is so pretty. And I'm wondering, she said in one of her recent Patreon vlogs, because I subscribe to the tier that you can watch her daily vlogs on Patreon, that she was dyeing a club colorway in like a technique that was great for socks. Like, she loved this technique, what it looks like knit up in socks. And she didn't say what club it was from, but it was from like, I don't know, beginning of March or something, middle of March, that she was dyeing the yarn. So I was wondering if it was for this club, because this one, I was really happy to see that this month it's on her soft sock fingering, which is a 75 superwash merino, 25% nylon. And in the past, I want to say like 3 or 4 out of the, how many have we done? Big Woods, Little House on the Prairie, By the Shores of Silver Lake, oh, By the Banks of Plum Creek first, and Long Winter. So this is the 5th one. And I want to say like 3 out of the 5 have been on her 100% superwash merino fingering weight, which is lovely and beautiful, but not great for socks. It's so soft that I know I'd wear through socks pretty quickly. I used one of the skeins to knit Hudson a flax light pullover, which is adorable and my favorite project I've ever knit for him so far. But I have been wanting to knit socks with one of them at least. And when I saw that this was on her soft sock, I was very excited. So this one is definitely going to be socks, like guarantee it 100%. I'll have to comment on her vlog and ask if she was talking about the Long Winter Club, because I'll be looking out for that. Maybe it's like a micro stripe. It looks like there's some big sections of brown and then big sections of just the white with the speckles. So I wonder if that's gonna micro stripe. The club always has an option for a handmade progress keeper. We have been getting them from Simply Serving, but this month I was very excited to see, this month and the next one, it's actually from Lock and Lou, from Katie, and Katie lives just about 20 minutes away from me. We do a lot of collaborations and stuff with her through Knit Circus. She's super sweet, and I love her work. I love her progress keepers, so I'm always happy when I can add one to my collection. And this one is Pa's Fiddle. So I love it. I was hoping that we'd get a Pa's Fiddle in one of the clubs. It's just like the fiddle is practically a character throughout all of the books, and one of the most like iconic I don't know, things that you think about when you think about Little House in the Big Woods, Little House on the Prairie, all those books. You know, his love for music and his talent for playing the fiddle. It's really cool. So that was, yeah, I thought that was really special. I know it's not really easy to see, it's so teeny tiny. But yeah, so that was a fun surprise today. Like I said, I'm gonna order Little Town on the Prairie soon, and yeah, I don't know if I have any other yarn come. Oh, I do. Yes, I do. I have a couple fun things on their way. I bought a club from Dragon Horde Yarn. She's doing the Disney princesses, and I saw her put up Rapunzel along with a couple others. I think they're closed now for order, but I had to order Rapunzel. She's my favorite from Tangled, absolute favorite, and I'm really, really excited for that. I also have a little bit of some natural wool coming. I want to do a project with some natural wool, and so I have that coming, and I think that's about it. I don't think I've ordered too much in the last few weeks, but yeah, so other than that, there hasn't been too much going on besides just getting through our vaccines. I hope all of you are able to access the vaccine at some point if you choose to get it, and I really hope that most of us do. It's just gonna really, like, yeah, it's gonna take some big steps towards getting back to normal, and it's really exciting. It's really exciting to be able to see people get together again, still in small groups, but not be so nervous. And I don't know, I would always feel guilty if I would be near someone or around someone that wasn't in like my direct circle, my direct pod. So I'm really just excited to be able to let my guard down a little bit more with friends and family, and yeah, connect with people. It's been a bit of a lonely year with, you know, having the baby and not being able to see a lot of friends and family. And, you know, he hasn't really met anybody besides our immediate circle. So it'll be really great to introduce him to some of my aunts and uncles, my cousins who I'm really close to, my best friends. Yeah, I'm just really excited for all of that. So it's going to be great. One last thing I wanted to mention is the fact that I am co-hosting a make-along with Knit Circus Yarns. Oh my gosh. So that's my day job. That's my full-time job, or usually is when I'm not working from home because of a pandemic. And we are doing a make-along that is based around the concept of like a 5K. So 5K race, you're running, what is it, 3-point-something miles and 5,000 kilometers, or 5 kilometers, oh my goodness, 5 kilometers, 5,000 meters, which, yeah, I'm thinking meters because the premise of this make-along is to knit or crochet, or we've added caveats for spinning and weaving. If you are a spinner or a weaver, you don't want to knit or crochet or don't know how, that you have to create or knit with 5 kilometers of yarn, which is 5,000 meters, which is like 5,630 some, don't quote me on that number, yards. So it goes from May 1st until August 31st, and any yarn is allowed, but no whips are allowed. So you have to start the projects on or after May 1st. And we are hosting it off of Ravelry so that other people who can't access Ravelry can participate. If you are interested, you should go to knitcircus.com, click on like the top banner, there's a tab for 5K make along, follow that, sign up, you'll get the welcome email, the information, all that stuff. And we are doing weekly Zoom get-togethers on Saturday afternoons, which will be a lot of fun. And those are from 2 to 4 Central Time. And in order to get the Zoom information, like the meeting ID and all that stuff, you just have to sign up and get our, you automatically get the welcome email with all that information. So I will be hosting some of them. My coworker Michelette will be hosting some others. We're co-hosting it, and yeah, it's just going to be a really good time. So if you want to check that out, you should. The more the merrier. We're very excited. We have more people signed up than we expected to, which is slightly intimidating, but also really exciting. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to May 1st. That is a Saturday, so that is gonna be our first Zoom get together. And yeah, I hope that maybe some of you want to join in. So otherwise, I want to say a huge thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being patient with me. Life has been so just crazy, obviously, and I just am so glad that I can record when I'm able to. And yeah, I've got friends like you guys who come back every time and watch. Thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give the video a like if you're able to, and I hope to be back really soon with another episode, fill you in on more of my knitting and crafting progress. And yeah, thank you all for joining me, and I hope that you do things that make your heart happy. Be kind to one another, support one another, and I'll talk to you all again very soon. Thanks so much. Bye.